Hey everybody, welcome to Flowers Between Friends. And today, Kristin, we have pine and spruce and magnolia between us.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's okay. They're still flowers in a way, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm Georgia Edgington, lead designer here at Len Bush Roses.
And I'm Kristin Thomas. I'm marketing coordinator here at Len Bush, and we're actually on the Bush property again. And we wanted to talk to you about making porch pots without the famous Spruce-Tips. We know the past few years, availability of Spruce-Tips has been a challenge.
Yep, we've been seeing it.
And then you kick in COVID and labor shortages, trucking issues, and it just elevated that.
Yes.
So fortunately, Georgia could see it coming, and the creative self in her knew, like, I have another way to be able to create beautiful porch pots without using the famous Spruce-Tips.
Right, there's so many other elements out here that are part of winter. Greenery is part of winter, and there are just so many parts that you can use without using a spruce top. So it's a non-spruce top porch pot.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it, and it'll be beautiful.
So it's going to be great because there really are so many things, and we've got stuff. We've got plenty items available, and
more coming.
And more coming. And never be afraid to forage. Never be afraid to go to your backyard and clip cedar or something. Try not to do it in your neighbor's backyard.
I was just going to say, if it's your neighbor, you might want to ask permission.
Your backyard is another thing. So I've got a porch pot. I like to use soil, so it's filled with soil. I like to take it right up to the top. And quite frankly, I will use, like when I pull out my fall items out of my porch pots or my clients or whomever, I use the same soil from the fall or the summer that was used as well. So today we're going to start with some poles, some birch poles. Or should I talk about kind of what I do with my little birch pole and dowel thing?
Well, sure.
Should I mention
Yeah, I think we should do a future video. But
okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, birch poles. But if you want an easy way to make a birch pole go a little bit further, I like to buy the ones that are just a little bit longer, and I will cut them in half. Drill a hole in the bottom, take a dowel, glue it into that hole, and I use Gorilla Glue and glue it into that hole, and then I can make a shorter birch pole that I've cut in half be taller.
Well, and I do feel like,
it's more economical.
And the little dowels, I feel like, stick into the soil easier too.
Exactly, that's part of it too.
Yeah.
But for today, I've got these, and I'm sticking them in just like this, right in the center, and I'm just going to kind of stick them together, and then let's do these white branches, Kristin. Sure. I'm gonna just hand me a bunch of them, and I want to kind of go heavy up in here because I don't have the spruce tops, so I'm going to choose to go heavy, Kristin.
Okay.
We're just going to get them all tucked in there, and you can use red, you can use dogwood, you can anything. This is just what I'm using today. So think of tall things that you've got, not just your birch, but your branches as well, and just get that nice. I even use the yellow dogwood and the yellow willow.
Yeah, I love that.
Just because I think it's gorgeous, and if I'm going for that kind of look, like more of a rustic, it's beautiful.
Well, and I feel like depending on their house color,
exactly,
that little yellow might make something pop nicer.
Really
kind of like a gray or a navy home.
Okay,
like
let's
that. Is that enough
with that? Yeah, exactly. Now, a big element, since we're not using the spruce tops, a big element we want to be using is fir. So I'm going to be using Douglas, Noble, Silver, Balsam, whatever you've got. Christmas tree. If you are doing this and you really need a huge amount of some kind of fir, go to your local tree farm and buy an extra Christmas tree. It'll really actually be economical for you.
And I will jump in to say the tree farm that we go to, they often, because they trim for people, they have like a whole pile of stuff, and I think they just give it to people. So
look for that. Totally. Okay. How about some of the Australian pine, Kristin? I'm going to
my favorite one. You're saying?
The Australian pine. Let's get some of that up in here as well.
This has got a little bit more of a line flowery kind of look. Gives you that pointiness that maybe you're looking for since you don't have the spruce tips.
Right. So we're going to bring it up in here, and that's exactly what we're going to do, Kristin, because of that. See, isn't it coming together nicely already?
I do like how that little bit of that ready tip or pink tip is popping.
And that's one of the reasons why I like to use the Australian pine, because it does come in with a golden tip, a reddish tip. And I liked it. It's just beautiful how it helps to distinguish. And I'm going to get some right up in here in the center. Again, because I'm creating that height is what I want. So I'm looking for tall items that I can use to help create that height. I think that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really good. So I'm going to go back down here. A little bit more of the fir and the spruce.
No, is that the silver?
Yep.
That one?
Yep,
You can see that little bit, that
absolutely.
silvery look compared to the green that's here.
And that's what I'm looking for. It's different elements of color, not just different items that I can throw into, but I like that differentiation of color. There we go. Okay, cedar. I love cedar. One of my favorite cedars to use is actually coned cedar. Today we're going to be using the
Port Orford.
Yes, there we go. The Port Orford.
Just for a second, I forgot what it was
Now
called.
I can cut this down, which I'm going to just kind of break it. And that's another thing too. I actually pre-cut all of this right before we went on. When I'm building a porch pot, that's just a simple thing. I always give everything a fresh cut, because once we're done with this is going to be filled with water so that it can freeze and stay in place. And then it also then hydrates while it's kind of soaking
Like
up
a
the
fresh
nutrition.
arrangement.
Yep, exactly. So I make sure everything gets a fresh little break or a fresh little cut.
And when you say it's going to be full of water, it's because you're going to pour water in when
Exactly.
you're done.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
going to fill it with water. Yep. You bet. Sometimes I have my clients, depending if I am not able to carry water with me, I'll
Sure.
have them hook up a hose or just bring a couple pitchers of water out.
Is that enough, George?
There
you
we
want
go.
more?
No, I think we need some more cedar. What do you think?
Okay, well-
Here, why don't you break and tuck around the edge over there? Or you want to hand me the princess pine, the white pine?
Sure.
Okay, let's get some pine in here. Now, princess pine, we're also having a struggle for white pine.
White
right,
pine is
Kristin?
is challenging to get right now.
Okay,
This
so
is very similar though. Does have a similar look.
Princess pine. And why don't you hold up? There's white pine right there a little bit, and let's just show them
The difference.
Yep, white pine, princess pine. The needles are a little shorter on princess, but otherwise,
And then would you say white
It's the
pine's a little
same.
bit more, a little bit thinner, is a
Correct.
little bit softer?
Yes,
But seriously,
exactly.
nobody would know the
no,
difference.
exactly. So let's get some pine in here. I think princess pine is beautiful, and I love to use it in my porch pots. So I will use the taller ones up toward the center again to help build that nice look, and then some of the shorter ones, or the ones that kind of have that natural bend, those are going to come out and just give that drapiness to us that we need. What do you think? I got to step back for a second, just take a peek. Oh yeah, see, it's gorgeous.
I know.
And there's no spruce tops in there. Okay, magnolia, love magnolia. You can use the red. I use the red tinted too, and it's just fine. And we're gonna get some pine cones in here.
And the red tinted she mentioned is one that we carry that they
Yep.
dye. Do they stem dye it or spray it?
It's a stem dye.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's beautiful, and it holds just as well. We're gonna kind of bring this one down a little lower. There we go.
Yes, it's freezing out.
It is kind of cold out here.
You handed me those nice freshly
Yeah.
cut cedar, and now my hand is numb.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Kristin, I'm gonna have you take this
Yep.
piece. I want him like right in here. And I'm gonna break off
It
a
is.
little more
Do not
magnolia.
use your mittens to do your porch
Oh
pots.
gosh, no, you need a really good pair of gloves. I
I didn't think I'd be designing today, so
I need some Carhartts. I don't have the right gloves out here, but that's really nice. Get it down in there.
I'm trying to get the soil.
Yep. Do you need to break a little off?
I
or
think
you
I'm
good?
okay.
Okay.
think I'm okay.
Perfect. There we go. Okay, how's it looking there?
I don't know. What from your direction, Sarah? How's it going?
Good, good.
She wouldn't dare to
Kristin,
say anything different.
I want a piece of pine right up in here. A couple heavy pieces.
What
of
kind
pine.
do you want? What kind
Let's
of pine?
put either the princess or the white. Doesn't matter to me, whichever one. And then I also like to use elements of eucalyptus. Eucalyptus actually holds really well in our winter weather, regardless of what you might think. It dries itself. So I use the sprayed red. I use the sprayed, or not the, it's the dip dyed red
Dip
is
dyed.
what I use. I also use the terracotta and the chocolate.
Love
Again, depending on the look you're going for, that rustic look, the chocolate and the terracotta are actually really beautiful.
So pretty.
Today I've just got fresh naked, and that's what we're going to pop in a little
And
bit
yes, she
here.
said naked. It is called
It is
naked uke.
Yep,
Because
and
it
why?
doesn't have the leaves on it.
There you go. Thanks, Kristin. That's why is it? Okay, I'm going to have you get a little bit right around there.
My fingers are non-functioning
I know,
now.
they're-
I'm just saying. They're like so cold.
Okay, a little bit up in here. Oh, I love it. It just adds such a pretty look, doesn't it?
It adds a nice
Gosh.
texture. That's
Okay.
different from everything else.
Okay, are you loving this, guys? Are you loving it? Remember, don't forget the heart emoji.
Georgia loves her
You're
heart
loving
emojis.
it. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to take it home. Okay, Oregonia. Boxwood Oregonia. I love putting it in there to give another dimension element and a totally different look. So we're going to tuck a little bit of this in here.
And talk to them about how does that hold up? What happens to it once it gets freezing?
Well, once it gets freezing, it actually holds very fine, but it will be one of the first things other than your cedar. And the reason I mentioned cone cedar before is because cone cedar will turn brown. It'll take longer for the cone cedar to turn brown than it will like the Port Orford.
Okay.
So I prefer the cone cedar because of that, or the Leland type of thing.
Yep.
So same with this. Once it gets, hits that sun by mid-January, late January, February, it does start to turn a little bit brown. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
But by then you're through the season where this was supposed to look its best and finest, which is really
totally
kind of Thanksgiving time frame through New Year type of
which
thing.
You're kind of fine by then if it's not looking as hot.
Exactly. So we're going to get a little bit more of
I love
this
the variegation that's adding.
I know, it just does. And that's why I like to use the different colors. So the silver and the noble will really lend a different color green to the layers and the elements that you have happening. There we go. Okay, I'm going to step back for a second and take a little look. Yeah. See, look at this non-spruce top
porch
planter,
pot.
porch pot.
Non-spruce top porch pot.
It's gorgeous. Okay, Kristin, berries. I think we need
I get to touch something that's not freezing.
I think we need a couple berries in here. And again, you can bring in tall berries right up in here. Look at how cool that is.
Yeah, that's pretty.
The tall would again add that height that we're not having from the spruce top.
Right.
I chose these. I like it. This is one of my favorite berries. I'm just going to bring in, I think I'm going to bring one in right over here.
And I love, right now it's turning into looking a little more Christmassy, which is great.
Exactly.
For me, I like the winter look.
Yep.
I like it very neutral naturals.
Yep, neutral naturals.
So I tend to not add red to mine anymore. I used to and now I don't, but this definitely is very traditional and people love it.
Exactly. Depends on what your client wants. So the other thing that you can do, white berries, gold berries, champagne berries, blueberries.
Yes.
We have them.
Right.
So those are also the other elements you
good
can
call.
go. What is one of the biggest popular colors right now that people are using in siding, Kristin?
Yeah, well, gray.
And blue.
And blue.
And
gray,
blue.
navy.
So navy and gray.
Yep.
Blueberries would look awesome.
And of course white.
Or white, exactly. Then you're keeping that total neutral, natural kind of look.
Yeah.
So again, I like the red in here for just that pop of Christmas.
And it does pop so nicely with all these colors.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Something else that's kind of fun to use are lotus pods. Gold lotus pods, natural lotus pods. If you can't get your hands on pine cones or you're tired of pine cones, try something else. So
and really any dried elements, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot of hydrangea in our yard, and
so
hydrangeas tucked in. Yes, they're brown now. That's okay. That adds a neutral natural.
Exactly.
So you got some space, or you need to tuck here and there. Add some hydrangeas.
Exactly. If you follow me at all at my personal Instagram or Facebook, you'll see that I use a lot of hydrangeas right out of my yard. Yeah. That's what I tend, and my cone flower. Once it dries, I don't cut it down. I cut it down actually this time of year. After all the petals are gone, I tuck my cone flower in for rustic natural look as well.
Yeah. Why not use what you got a little bit?
And red yarrow, one of the things that I had hoped to grab was the red dyed yarrow.
Yes, it's so pretty.
I know, it's gorgeous. And right now, in my mind, what I want to do, go down to supplies and grab a little bag of that red yarrow and a cluster of red yarrow right there to balance my
another
berries.
texture, but get that red on the other side of the arrangement.
Exactly.
Next time.
I forgot to grab it. So.
That's okay. It's been a busy morning.
What do you think, Kristin?
It's beautiful.
Yay!
Yep. Kind of wish I brought my pot here for you to do for me.
Why were we thinking of that? We should have.
We weren't planning well.
So there you go, folks. It's just, this is spruce top season.
It's the season.
Or porch pot season, excuse me.
Yes.
I said that naughty word.
Yes.
No, not the naughty word, the elusive word.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can definitely do it. Think outside the box, and we have product for you to make beautiful porch pots without your spruce tops.
Yes, and happy holiday season.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a great week.